Hello everyone and welcome to our educational session. My name is Paul Arsov and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. The topic of our session today is the US dollar flows and the self-imposed destabilization. This is part 2 of continuation of the presentation which started last week. And we're going to start with a fact that for decades the dollar's ubiquity has underwritten, and it was underwritten by the perception of neutrality. Sovereign reserves held in dollars were presumed safe beyond the reach of political retribution. Well bruised before, that illusion truly shattered with the onset of the Russia-Ukraine war, which started in February 2022, when the United States and its European Union allies froze hundreds of billions of dollars in Russian sovereign reserves. It marked a watershed. For many states, particularly those with strained or adversarial relations with Washington, the message was clear. Dollar reserves are no longer apolitical. Their potential tools of coercion seizable in the event of non-alignment. The transformation this transformation of the dollar from neutral store of value to contingent instrument of statecraft has had a chilling effect. Policymakers in China, Iran, India, Brazil, and others have taken note. The dollar can no longer be trusted as a risk-free reserve asset, and once trust erodes, so does the imperative to use the dollar in global trade and investment. This growing mistrust found institutional expression in 2024 Kazan Declaration, issued during the 16th BRICS Summit, an event that seemed to be conspicuous for being ignored by the mainstream press in the West. The declaration outlined a shared vision for new financial infrastructure capable of supporting non-dollar, non-denominated transactions. Among its most ambitious goals were the creation of a BRICS cross-border payment system and an independent settlement and clearing platform dubbed BRICS Clear. These initiatives aim to reduce systemic exposure to Western-controlled institutions like SWIFT and to build the guardrails necessary for multipolar monetary world. Though still in early stages, the Kazan Declaration signals a deliberate shift towards institutionalizing alternatives to dollar hegemony. This shift is not hypothetical, it's underway. A growing number of countries are transacting in national currencies. India has settled oil trades with Russia in rupees. China and Brazil have established yuan real swap lines. Iran is promoting the digital real. Russia is expanding ruble use in Central Asia. Even Bitcoin has emerged as a fringe alternative, especially in transactions with countries barred from SWIFT. Central banks are also hedging. Global gold purchases have surged, are led by China, Russia, Turkey, and India. This reflects a desire to insulate reserves from dollar exposure and to reclaim some monetary autonomy. Meanwhile, the IMF notes a long-term erosion in the dollar's share in global reserves, down from over 70% in 1999 to under 59% today. More telling is the proliferation of payment systems outside of US purview. China's CIPS, cross-border interbank payment system, and Russia's SPFS are embryonic but growing. BRICS members have revived proposals for shared currency or unit of account, though its future is tenuous at this stage. All signal a desire to reduce reliance on a single point of failure, the dollar. The US has historically supported the dollar's global trade by ensuring an ample supply abroad, mostly through trade deficits and capital outflows. But today's protectionist turn is upending that mechanism. With rising tariffs, the US is importing less. This means fewer dollars reaching foreign economies through trade. Simultaneously, financial restrictions and capital scrutiny are impeding investment flows. The result? A contraction in global dollar liquidity, with no viable substitute provided. In effect, the US is triggering a liquidity shock. Foreign economies still need fluid exchange systems, but can no longer rely on the dollar to serve that function. This shock does not lead to immediate abandonment, but it sparks adaptation. States begin to engineer their way around the dollar. History teaches that monetary systems do not collapse overnight. They evolve. When metallic standards became unsustainable, nations moved towards paper. When paper linked to gold became too rigid, fiat emerged. Now fiat, anchored in US institutions and politics, is revealing its own limits. Today's monetary transition may result in a patchwork, multiple regional systems, digital clearing houses, and synthetic currencies tied to baskets of goods, reserves, or commodities. The rise in sovereign gold holdings among major economies may foreshadow a future in which a commodity anchor re-emerges, not as a fixed peg, but as a reference point for mutual trust. The power of the dollar was never about paper. It was about flow. It served global markets by being everywhere, a conduit of exchange, credit, and trust. When the US cuts off this flow, whether through tariffs, sanctions, or overreach, it forces the world to look elsewhere. Foreigners don't ditch the dollar out of ideology. They will leave it behind because it no longer serves their needs. As the US hoards its liquidity and politicizes its currencies, others will supply their own. The dollar era may end not with a bang, but with an absence. A vacuum in global liquidity will not last. It will be filled, and that next system, whatever it is, won't be American by default. And with this said, I'm ending this part 2 of this presentation, and I'm coming back to the beginning of this presentation when I told you that my name is Paul Arsov and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. In this project, we did build a decentralized communication and advertising platform. It has its own blockchain instance, and this blockchain instance generates tokens which rewards people who become users on our platform, and it also rewards users who are inviting other people to become new users on our platform with tokens, and it also rewards users for viewing advertising on our platform. Our way of advertising is very permissive. The user has to click a button to start viewing advertising, and then they have to click this button again and again to view one page of advertising after another. And for this, of course, they're rewarded with tokens. The meaning of decentralization we put in this decentralized communication and advertising platform is different than the meaning put by blockchain technology. We view blockchain technology as fundamentally flawed and not suitable to drive decentralization. And in our implementation of decentralization, we allow only direct communication from user to user without going through a third party, namely a server or a collection point, which collects information from users and then it distributes back this information. Once again, we allow only direct communication from user to user without going through a third party, namely a server or central point for collection. With this said, I like to tell you the name and the URL of this project. It is decentralizedweb.org. Decentralized and web, these are two words, and they're typed all together. Decentralized web, then there is dot and it ends with org. With this said, I like to go to the next project that we built and we did release. And this project built a marketplace and collection of non-fungible tokens or NFTs based on three-dimensional objects. In this project, we also have our own blockchain technology, and this blockchain instance runs Ethereum software, which is the same software which runs on Ethereum mainnet, on Polygon Matic Pol chain, on Avalanche Avax chain, and many others, famous or not so famous blockchains in existence. By having our own blockchain instance, then we do not charge our users for the gas fees for the deployments of the smart contracts for the non-fungible tokens, and we do not charge our users for transactions of transfer of ownership from one user to another user. And by having our own blockchain instance also, we allow our users to pay in multiple crypto coins. Currently, the choices include Solana Sol, Polygon Matic, Pol, Avalanche Avax, and Qcoin, which is a big centralized crypto exchange. It has a coin called KCS. By having this own blockchain instance, then we also allow our users' second parallel and independent way, in addition to buying and receiving proceedings from selling crypto. And this second and alternative way to crypto is done entirely in fiat currency. For example, if you're the user, you come to our 3D NFT marketplace and you click browse through the 3D NFTs and you select one in particular that you like to buy. What is going to happen is you're going to be presented with a drop-down menu which is asking you to select between 4 different crypto coins and a fifth choice of paying with fiat currency. So let's say you select payment with fiat currency, and then you're going to ask to put the number of your debit or credit card, expiration date, and CVC. When you click on the button to complete this transaction, what is going to happen is there is going to be a conversion from your national fiat currency to US dollars, and the payment is going to be deposited in our bank account in US dollars. With this said, I like to tell you that traditionally the creators of 3D objects, they were using and they're still using standard 3D software engine, and currently there are two popular choices, two game engines. One of them is called Unity, the other one is called Unreal. But from the very beginning, after we did create the 3D objects for the 3D NFTs, we decided to build our own 3D software engine. What it does, it opens a window on a computer screen, it loads the 3D NFT and displays it in this window, and then it starts animating it in a way of moving it in a random fashion around the window. But in addition to these initial and basic capabilities, our 3D NFTs have multiple additional capabilities. The first additional capability is the capability of speaking. Our 3D NFTs can speak either in a male voice or female voice or whisper kind of voice. In addition to the 3 basic voices, there are 3 different flavors of voices. A voice can be spoken in a normal speed or in a slow speed or in a fast speed fashion. The next additional and important capability for our 3D NFTs is the capability of voice recognition. If we have a 3D NFT being animated and moving in a random fashion, then we can issue our very first voice command to the 3D NFT to stop moving. And then the 3D NFT is going to stand still and stop moving. Then we can issue following voice commands to the 3D NFT to move left, move right, move up, move down, zoom in, zoom out, rotate. The next additional important capability of our 3D NFTs is the capability of them having a basic artificial intelligence. Wow, really wow. You can ask the 3D NFT what is your name, and then the 3D NFT is going to reply with their name. You can ask the 3D NFT who are you, and then the 3D NFT is going to reply in few sentences of who they are. You can ask the 3D NFT to describe something like decentralization or Web3 or Russia, and then the 3D NFT is going to describe in a few sentences these things that you did ask it. And finally, we have the final capability of the 3D NFTs being displayed in a way of stereoscopics. What stereoscopics means is that part of the 3D NFTs is going to be displayed in red or reddish colors, and another part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in blue or cyan colors. Then you can come to our 3D NFT marketplace website, and now is the time to tell you the name and the URL of this marketplace and website. It is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. 3D NFT is typed in a way of the number 3 followed by the letter D followed by 3 other letters NFT, and it is typed all together 3D NFT. Then there is dot, then there are two words, decentralized and web, typed all together, then there is dot and it ends with org. Once again, 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. On the top of the main page and every other page, you can see number of links. One of these links point to links to accessories, and when you click on this link, you're going to see that we're offering special glasses. When you click and order one pair of these glasses, and when you receive them, you're going to see that one lens of these glasses is red and the other lens of these glasses is blue cyan. Then you can put these glasses on. You can request displaying of the 3D NFTs in a way of stereoscopics, and then you are going to see the 3D NFT as coming out of the flat two-dimensional computer screen, and you're going to see it in real 3 dimensions. With this said, I'm ending talking about this second project. The third project that I want to mention is our AI to AI project release and website, and the user is requesting putting parameters to currently two different artificial intelligence entities, and each of these AI entities have its own gender, its own voice, its own avatar image, its own large language model, and its own prompt and system prompt as well. And I can give an example. For example, you are having the first AI entity having a female gender, female voice and voice pitch, and female AI avatar, and you're putting in the prompt to be very seductive, and the system prompt for this AI entity is to ask questions and reply to questions. And let's say the second AI entity is a male AI entity for which you select male voice, male pitch, male voice pitch, male avatar image, its own large language model, and for the prompt you put it to be very angry. And the system prompt for this is about the same, answer questions and ask questions. And then after specifying these parameters, you can start this interaction and observe and enjoy this interaction between the female AI entity trying to seduce the male AI entity, and the male AI entity responding back in an angry fashion to the female AI entity. At some point after viewing this exchange back and forth, you can stop this interaction, and at this point you have the choice to save this interaction on your local system, and also you have the choice to share the parameters of this interaction on our AI to AI website. And now is the time to tell you the name and the URL of this website. It is AI to AI decentralizedweb.org. AI to AI is typed in a way of the letter A followed by the letter I followed by the number 2 followed by two other letters A and I, and it is typed all together AI to AI. Then there is dot, then there are two words decentralized and web typed all together. Then there is dot and it ends with org. With this said, I like to mention also two other projects that we are working on, but we did not release a website, and we are still in development of these projects. The first project is Token Counter, and this project is coming because of the switch of major AI model providers like Anthropic, OpenAI, and others from flat monthly fee to fixed amount per tokens, or token payment of tokens per million. And so this switch started happening in the last several months, and it is going to continue and evolve, and the expectation of raising prices with continuous adoption for more and more users of these AI technologies from Main Street AI providers. With this increase of the price per token, then the user has to have exact vision of how much they are spending per token, because in the end of the month, when the bill comes, they should not be having a very unpleasant surprise with a huge bill coming for the previous month, which they used AI without knowing how much they will be paying. With this project, once again, we count the tokens, and we provide accounting for the user daily, weekly, or monthly, so that they know exactly from several mainstream AI providers, if they are using different models from different providers and AI agents, of how much they will be paying for token use. With this said, I'm going to the next project which we're building, and this project is an automation agent which, you, the user, let's say on your computer system, you start ordinary program, or you start a web browser, you do number of interactions in the program or the web browser, and at some point you provide a final action like payment for ordering something, and or requesting participation in a specific event, or something else which we have to do day by day. And the agent we're building is you're going to specify the beginning of recording of actions, then you're going to go manually through the sequence of actions, and in the end of this sequence, you are going to label the final steps as payment steps, which or the last step, which needs user approval, and then after this you're going to label this interaction like entry according of the steps, and label this sequence of steps in a specific way. So what this specific sequence of steps could be? It could be like bill payment for the month for example, phone use, internet use, utility like water or electricity, like any other type of fees or taxes that you have to pay month by month or year by year. Also, another example could be buying a specific food item or multiple food items from a specific grocery store or multiple grocery stores. And another sequence of steps could be buying a ticket for a concert or event through a range of dates and for a specific time, or buying an airplane ticket from a specific airline or travel a website or multiple airlines and multiple websites, going to a specific destination or multiple destinations in a specific date or range of dates. With this said, I'm ending this presentation. Thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing. Have a nice day. Have a nice evening, and goodbye.